Today in KroBlox Garden, we have the new abilities of the new pets coming out in the fall update. And yes, I'm still sick. If this sounds interesting to you, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Become part of the first 300k OGs on the channel. And let's get into the video. So we now know the abilities of the 5 pets we're going to get in the egg from the fall event. And these are the 5 pets: the robin, the badger, the grizzly bear, the barn owl, and the swan. And there's one thing I want to point out to you: the barn owl and the swan have a very similar rare percentage. So the barn owl is almost as rare as the swan, which is shocking. Now, I've already read the abilities and I'm genuinely excited for a few of them. And I think you're going to see why. So we will do this in order, and we're going to start with the robin's ability. And it's not what you expect. This is the common pet, the robin. Grants a 10% decreased player size. This is at only 1.7 kilograms at age 1. This is a hilarious, ridiculous effect. I want you to picture having a max level robin. Just how much smaller could I make my character model? And then I want you to picture 8 max level robins, 8 max level rainbow robins. How small could I be? Could I crawl under that shelf? Could I crawl under my fence? Could I go on an adventure amongst all these low-lying plants and have the low-lying plants feel like these giant things? And then I want you to consider a huge robin and just how much more of an effect that huge robin will have. Imagine a Titanic robin closing in on 100 kilograms at max level, a rainbow Titanic robin. Imagine 8 rainbow Titanic robins. Just how small can you make your character? I think this is one of the funniest and one of the coolest additions to the game. Not something I'd ever see them do, but it is just kind of funny. And I want to see a YouTuber get a bunch of Titanic robins and see how small they can make their character. It sounds like a hilarious idea. So that was the robin, who is the most common one at 55%. Let's move on to the badger at 32.5%. This badger, every 5 minutes, digs for around 10 seconds, spreading mud. Nearby fruits within 20 studs have a 10% chance every second to get the muddy mutation. Now, we don't know how good the muddy mutation is, but it is a brand new mutation on a rare badger. This pet is much more straightforward and much more normal. It provides a brand new mutation, so if you're the kind of player who wants to put their mutations all on one plant, you want to pick up one of these to apply that new mutation, though there's also probably a good chance we get a mud spray. Often we get a spray version of unique mutations in this game. Nothing too crazy to talk about with the badger. Let's move on to my favorite. I said in a previous video, I grabbed the mic and I got really close to the camera. And I said in a previous video that I wanted to find a Titanic grizzly bear. Now I want to find 8 Titanic grizzly bears, and you're about to see why. I joked that I wanted the grizzly bear even if it had no effect, but it has a ridiculous effect, and it's so good. The grizzly bear will be kind of rare at only 10% per egg, so it depends on how many eggs we get. The grizzly bear, every 4 minutes, 10% chance, a fruit gets the fall mutation, but we don't care about the fall mutation. We care about the second sentence. Grants an 8.37% increase in player size. Oh yeah, the grizzly bear, who's big and intimidating, is gonna make you big and intimidating. Now, these increases are only at a 3.75 kilogram age 11. I want to see what this looks like at age 100. Does this 8% get to 12, 15%? If I had a huge grizzly bear, could I get them up to 20%, 30%, 40% each? If I was sitting on a team of 8 Titanic level 100 rainbow grizzly bears, could I increase my player model size by 300%, 400%, 500%? Could I touch the top of that princess thorn? I don't know, but I kind of want to find out. Even more important than the robins shrinking, I want an army of Titanic rainbow grizzly bears. I want to see just how big of a crow I can make in KroBlox Garden. I'm genuinely excited. I don't know why it appeals to me. It just sounds like something crazy fun to do in this game. Now, we're going to talk about what I think might be the most useful pet in these eggs. Oh yeah, you heard that right. I think this barn owl is going to be the most useful sought after pet in this egg. And I'm not kidding. Wait until you see. The barn owl, pets bought directly from shops, have a bonus of zero point 0.1 to 0.24 kilograms to their base weight. Maximum 3 kilograms. And then all active fall pets get more XP per second. We don't care about the XP per second. What I'm staring at is 3 kilograms added to every pet you buy out of a shop today and moving forward. As of right now, the maximum size you can get a pet out of a shop or a chest, but this doesn't apply to chests, out of a shop is 1.32 kilograms. That's pretty small when they can hatch out of eggs at 2.1, 2.2. If you use brontosauruses, they can hatch out of eggs at 2.8, maybe almost 2.9. But now this is going to make it so that it says max 3 kilograms. Is that the maximum a pet can ever come out of the shop at? Or is it the maximum how much the owl can apply? If the owl's maximum application is 3 kilograms, then you take the 3 kilograms and you add the 1.3 that it's max, and you get 4.3 kilograms out of the shop. Are you kidding me? 4.3 kilograms is almost a huge. It's in the lowest end of huge category, but it is basically a huge. And this means that any pet you buy out of the shop when you have these barn owls active is going to have a very much increased ability to its abilities. And since we know we can buy all these different types of squirrels and chipmunks and other pets out of the shop in this harvest event, that's going to mean all of them get bigger and heavier and have even better effects. Genuinely, I think this is the most useful effect I've seen on a pet in quite some time. Oh, and if I hatch them with brontosauruses, they'll be bigger to start. And then, oh yeah, I like the sounds of this pet. Let's go. Now, in parentheses, it does say max 3 kilograms. I'm going to assume that max 3 kilogram is the combination of all the barn owls you have equipped. Just like how the seals have a 50% maximum and just how the koi have a 50% maximum. I'm going to guess the maximum is 3 kilograms on this. And that leads us to the swan, the other 1%. The barn owl was 1.5%. The swan is 1%. The swan has a really good effect, but what we don't know is just how well it scales with level. Because the swan can be hatched huge. It can be hatched titanic. It could even be rainbow hatched from premium Roblox eggs. So I don't know how well the effect is going to scale with its level and with its age. If it scales really well, it will have some use. If it doesn't, there are other pets that do what it does. Let's go check it out. Like I said, the swan is the 1% chance in this egg, but with the barn owl at 1.5%, it's almost just as rare. And honestly, I think the barn owl is more useful. And this is the swan's effect. Every 12 minutes. Now, this is on a 2.5 kilogram age 2 swan. So this is like a baby swan. Every 12 minutes, it sings for 15 seconds. All pets within 20 studs gain 20 XP per second and hunger restored. So you don't need them off. And then it also applies the graceful mutation. We don't know the modifier on the graceful mutation. I'm going to guess a times 50. Just guessing. So 20.75 XP per second at 2 kilograms at age 2, which is a big normal-sized swan. I have a few things I want to know. 20 XP per second increase is basically a 40 times increase on the base speed because the base XP speed is 0.5. But the problem is this only lasts for 15 seconds. So here's my question. A huge or Titanic or age 100 or rainbow. First question, does it bring down this number, this trigger number? Triggering only every 12 minutes is just not going to cut it. 2, does it bring up this number? Does it bring up how long it lasts? Does it go from 15 seconds to 30 seconds to 60 seconds? 3, does it increase this number? The range. Do we get more than 20 studs? Do we get 40 studs, 60 studs? Can it affect possibly the whole garden if it's Titanic? And then 4, just how big does the XP gain per second? We're not going to know that until we get the pet in our hands. There is a world, because I don't know how the stats scale, and we're not going to know. There is a world that maybe an age 100 Titanic swan triggers every minute and lasts for an entire minute, right? And it just goes continuously. That might be possible. I don't know. And if it goes continuously and it does most of the garden and it gives everything like 40 or 60 XP per second, it could just be a better capybara. Or maybe you take the swan and you combine it with a 15-second peacock and that makes the effect trigger all the time. And maybe the XP number scales like crazy, so you're not even considering French fry ferrets. You're just getting so much XP. Like there's so much we don't know because we don't know how well this is going to scale. And without that scaling info, I feel really confident that the barn owl is going to be the sought after useful pet from this, because having heavier pets out of shops is such a great idea and such a useful ability. Then me personally, I want Titanic grizzly bears so I can just be Titanic. I want to be as big as my grizzly bear walking around the map. Those are the 5 pets that came out of the coming egg. However, remember there are other pets coming out of the shops. As of now, the red squirrel seems to have an ability that triggers with other squirrels and benefits other squirrels. When squirrel type pets finish their abilities, they will, I don't know what this is, reset? No, reduce. It does something with the next cooldown. We don't know what the chipmunk does. The ability is not listed. The sugar glider is going to take random mutations from random fruits and mix them around. And the space squirrel says a space odd nuts odyssey. Odd nutsy. Get it? A space odd nutsy. I don't know what a space odd nutsy does. And that is all the pet information we have for the upcoming fall pet. Which one are you most excited about? I'm personally most excited about the bear, but I truly think the owl is probably going to have the best effect from the set so far. If this video was useful to you, go ahead and hit the red subscribe button. Become part of the first 300k OGs on the channel. And as always, guys, thank you very much for watching.